So we all love that classic underdog story, you know?
The hero who just refuses to quit.
Exactly, the one who just grinds it out. But today, we're going to kind of tear that idea apart.
Yeah, we're digging into a report on leadership that suggests sometimes grit is actually the problem.
It feels a little wrong to say, but the report argues that knowing when to quit, that's the real superpower.
It is. It starts with this psychological trap they call escalation of commitment.
Right, where we just keep doubling down on a bad idea to save face.
Precisely. And what's really wild is how we reward that. They found this thing, the reputation heuristic.
I saw that number. It's shocking.
It is. Observers in these studies gave 29% more money to leaders who kept funding a failing project.
More. So we literally pay people to fly the plane into the ground.
As long as they look consistent doing it, we mistake that rigidity for, like, reliability.
And that's what leads to this concept of dark grit.
Yeah, that's persistence when the goal just isn't achievable anymore, or it's become dangerous.
Okay, we have to talk about the 1996 Everest disaster.
It's the ultimate case study for this.
And the report isn't really about the storm or the tragedy itself, but about the decisions that led up to it.
Right. I mean, these weren't amateurs. Rob Hall and Scott Fisher were some of the best climbers in the world.
So it wasn't ignorance.
No, not at all. It was sunk costs. You have clients who've paid, upwards of $65,000.
Wow.
And they've spent weeks on the mountain, acclimatizing. The physical effort is just immense.
So turning around, even when your own rules say you should, it feels like setting all that money and time on fire.
It feels like a total failure. So they ignored their own preset turnaround times. They couldn't abandon the plan.
It's the same logic that, killed companies like Kodak or Blockbuster.
Yeah, absolutely. Think about that. Blockbuster literally laughed Netflix out of their office.
That laugh? That's the sound of a closed system.
Yes. The belief that there's only one right way, that's the way we've always done it.
So the antidote is what the report calls an open system.
It's this core idea of equifinality.
Which means?
That there are many different paths to the same successful outcome. You're committed to the destination, not the specific route.
Like your car's GPS, right. If there's a huge crash ahead, it doesn't just tell you to keep driving into it to prove a point.
It just reroutes you. That's a perfect analogy.
Okay, but how do we practice this? The report mentions a tool, a pre-mortem.
Yeah, it's from this red teaming toolkit. It sounds a bit morbid.
It does. Starting a project by imagining it's already dead.
But it's incredibly protective. Instead of waiting for it to fail and asking why, you assume it has failed a year from now.
And you work backward from there.
You work backward to find all the potential causes. It forces you to see the weak spots before you're emotionally invested.
But you can't do that alone, I guess. You'd be too biased.
You need a challenge network. Not just a support network of people who agree with you, but people who will actually, poke holes in the plan.
This also totally reframes how we think about passion.
It really does.
Yeah.
Because if passion is this thing you have to find, fully formed, you're in that same rigid trap.
Right. You'll quit as soon as it gets hard because you think, oh, I guess this wasn't my passion after all.
Exactly. But if passion is something you develop through effort, like a muscle,
and the work comes first, and the passion follows it.
It does. It removes so much pressure.
So before we go, what's the one thing you want people to take away from this?
I think it's a question, really. For you, for everyone listening. Look at a project or a strong belief you hold, and just ask yourself honestly, am I holding on to this because it's true or simply because it's mine?
Ooh, that is going to keep me up tonight. Thanks for the dive.
Anytime.